Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also coming back from Hong Kong. That's right, 2 weeks in a row, 2 weeks of traveling, but this one I'm back in the studio office here and am settled back in. No more traveling for a few more weeks, although I do love it. I've been all over. The food, I won't even get into it. Anyway, by the way, if this is your first time here, this is a Q&A show, so all you do is if you want to get your question on the next show, put it in the comment section below, vote up your favorites. Also, if you have a favorite channel or video you like on the internet that's airsoft or kind of airsoft related, like war and guns and whatever, put those down there too. I like to highlight those channels, including your own channel. There's so many I'm building a back catalog of, but I'm always adding new ones and shifting them around. Anyway, also, if you guys want to support the show, it's super simple too. I have a patch store and I sell a bunch of patches like this one here. It's the Chinese New Year Corgi. I've got a bunch of like tactical Corgi. This is kind of my thing. It's like the tactical Corgi thing. But I've got those. I've got like logo patches with actually my logo on it. I've got a bunch of other cool airsoft related stuff. All the airsoft kind of related patches and then the tactical Corgi. And of course, the link to that's down in the description below. It's just airsoftology.com/store. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's dive on into what you're really, really here for. And that's your questions in the Tippmann mail call. Why didn't you Seth write? Hey Jonathan, would you consider opening your own airsoft company or perhaps a field? Technically, I kind of have an airsoft company. It's YouTube, but it's more of a patch company. But yeah, I mean, I do airsoft on YouTube here, and I've got my web store, and that's kind of my business. Actually, opening an airsoft store, probably not in the cards right now. That's not something I would be doing. It's not on my radar at this moment. But you know, you never know in the future. But right now, no. I focus 100% on doing these videos for you guys and gals out there. And, you know, like I said, I like being creative and doing the patch thing and all that. A field? I don't know about a field either, but I have considered putting on some games. That is something that's kind of on my radar, kind of something I'm thinking of. So that might be coming down the road in a little while. It's not like a thought in my head. But as for like an airsoft store, like a retail store, even a web store, nah. As for doing a field, maybe, probably not. But the games, maybe. Rifa Inertia writes, hey Jonathan, greetings from Austria. Some friends and I have been playing Airsoft for a while now, and we're feeling we're finally creating an official team and brand. I haven't fully decided on a name yet, but most likely it'll be something mythological. The question is, could we get in trouble if there's an existing team or company with the similar name? So he goes on to talk about like wanting to maybe do parts and deals. He's really thinking big picture here. I think you are doing a great job thinking that far out. That's what I did with Airsoftology, and actually I've answered this question, probably like a year and a half or 2 years ago. So it's pretty much a fresh one. It's been a long time since I've talked about this. When it comes to using something mythological, you are pretty darn safe with that. There are so many Zeus teams, or, you know, like Cerberus, or, you know, Valhalla Airsoft. I mean, there's like so many people like that. I think you're probably pretty safe. Now, I wouldn't go picking a name like, I'm going to call myself Team Evic. That probably is not the smartest thing to do. Or, I wonder if I should call myself Airsoft Megastore Team. That would be great. Yeah, those are some bad ideas. Or Umarex. Umarex is a fantastic name. Those are probably really bad ideas. I mean, big companies. If they are a big company, they're a company in Airsoft, it's probably not a smart play. But if it's something that's been used, I mean, think of how many teams are out there that are Team Death Dealer, Team Reaper, Team Punisher. You're pretty safe. Now, as for branding, if you go Team Punisher and you're going to do Punisher Airsoft, and you're going to try to use the Punisher logo, you're going to be in for a rough time when you get that first letter from Marvel Studios. They're going to be like, here you go. It's going to be pretty ugly. But if you're looking to do something, I think if you pick something mythological, you're okay. Now, just again, look at the firearms brands. Look at anybody that's big. I wouldn't pick like Griffin, because you got the Griffin Industries out there, or anybody who's kind of along those lines. Anybody who's got like, you know, kind of something in that realm, if they're running a very successful business. But yeah, that's just my thought. Again, but you're gonna be an airsoft there and tactical. It's probably pretty safe. But again, I would just be respectful of companies and brands that are out there, especially ones that have licensing over into the airsoft world. That's why I picked out Griffin as one of them. and a bunch of other companies. There's you can kind of go down anyone who has licensing trickling over in the airsoft world. You could run into problems legally by using that name. They may want to contest it, because it's their brand, and they also have a presence in the airsoft world professionally. But that's it. Aside from that, yeah, pick a name. I know I just took your idea pool from this to that, but keep digging. Do spelling variations. Those always work really good. A slight variation on the name. Don't call it Terran Tactical. You're probably going to get sued by Terran Tactical. But if you call it, something a little different, maybe Terran Airsoft, should be okay on that one. So anyway, just some food for thought and good luck with the name. And I hope to see your products out here sometime soon. Soccer writes, what do you think of countries that you have to be 18 to play Airsoft? I'm Swedish. That's one of those countries. Being American, I've always had that American blinders on, right? I've had okay, this is Airsoft. It's all ages. It's younger players. It's older players. It's 13. It's 65. And the more I've traveled now and live now outside of the United States, I'm seeing that everywhere else it's 18 and up. I mean, it's pretty heavy. There's a few countries out there that do go much younger, but for the most part, you're looking at 16 or 18 and up. Now, like I said, it's not the hard and fast rule, but for the most part, that's it. So looking at it with American USA eyes, it was always like, well, that's kind of strange. I always think of Airsoft as every age, younger players, older players, all of us put together, but worldwide it's very different. So yeah, that's kind of one of those things. I think it's cool. I think there are both sides to this. I think in the US there's such a huge gun culture that the younger player thing kind of works. I think in the countries where there is no gun culture or extremely restrictive firearm laws, and I'm not sure if Sweden is one of those, but I don't know how the laws are there about firearms. It could get you in deep trouble if you don't have someone that's at least of age carrying a replica firearm. So I think it really is, for me, if your country's firearm laws are hyper restrictive, for example, Taiwan here, where I live, it's probably a safe bet to say, hey, let's look at an older crowd on this one. If you have much more less restrictive, everybody owns a gun ownership is common like the United States, where I'm from, then yeah, I think it makes sense there to go much younger. So it really depends on the country. And I'm not advocating gun control or anything like that. I mean, I personally own firearms most of my life. In fact, I've started shooting real guns very young in life. But yeah, that's kind of my thought on it. It just really depends on your country's laws for the real thing as it copies over, because you just don't want to risk some bad situation where it's misunderstood and someone who maybe doesn't understand or is a little younger may do the wrong thing. Oklahoma Airsoft by callsign Zilla writes, hey John, placed my first milsim about a month ago, had to pick off about 30 ticks. Any advice on how to keep them away? I play in Oklahoma. Oh, I know. Operation Broken Home. That is right there. Man, it is tick central. I use DEET spray. I spray myself down, but I tell you, for you, and I think one of the commenters below this question last week commented this too, permethrin is your best friend. You can buy it at Walmart and most sporting goods stores. It is a wash-in, semi-permanent bug repellent. So you take your BDUs, you put it in the washing machine, you add this stuff, and it washes it into the clothing, and it becomes treated against bugs. That helps a lot. Because the little boogers will find that crack between where your pants are and your sock, and then they'll go into places you don't want them to go. If you guys live in countries that don't have ticks, you're lucky. You're very lucky. It's pretty bad. I've had some games where, anyway, had to pick quite a few off. Let's just put it that way as well. And they carry some terrible diseases like Lyme disease, potentially, which could be incredibly debilitating as a disease. But I want to get into that route. Permethrin is your friend when it comes to washing your clothes. You're going to wash your BDUs that way. I use a lot of DEET-based spray. I know there are people talking about DEET, positives and negatives. It freaking works. That's why I use it. I don't mess around when it comes to these deep woods in the middle of the United States or Tennessee, where I'm originally from. If I'm going deep into the woods in the spring, summer, or early fall before things start to get cold, I am hosing myself down with the stuff to keep those creepy crawlies off. Dice Airsoft writes, first of all, I want the Ghost in the Shell airsoft rifle in the back now. Second, you always ask us what we like, but what is your favorite kind of airsoft and non-airsoft videos? So yeah, you were talking about last week when I was at Laylax. They had the Schrodinger AR and over my shoulder if you guys want to watch it. It's last week's Mondays. Just go back in the Monday playlist and your Q&A show playlist and you'll find it. It's the one right before this one. It might even be on after this as an automatic next one to watch. Who knows? Let's see if it is. But yeah, they had a Ghost in the Shell rifle. Super cool. Very rare. They don't make it anymore. Sorry. But you're talking about what videos I like to watch. Airsoft-wise, I do enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy gameplay with commentary. That's kind of my thing. I do watch a lot of Jet stuff. I'll watch some Novrich stuff, and I watch a bunch of your channels. Basically, everything I mashed subscribe on from your recommendations out there for the video recommendation of the week, I'm kind of watching those. That's kind of my thing. I just enjoy those. But when I'm not watching airsoft videos, and I devote a little bit of time to airsoft videos, my guilty pleasure, believe it or not, is food travel videos. That's kind of my, if you look at my most watched, if you go on like YouTube and like the homepage will have like the recommended videos based on what you watch, I'd say the better part, 1/3 of the videos are food travel videos, 1/3 are like camera equipment videos, and 1/3 are airsoft videos. That is essentially my YouTube channel, like on my YouTube homepage. Me as a viewer on YouTube, it's kind of the mix. So those are the three. So yeah, I do watch a lot of stuff in camera equipment. I'm kind of camera dork, like a lot of things like that. There's a few gaming channels I enjoy watching, like Long Play. It's still some Arma stuff. I like that. A little more Milsim-ish, Arma 3. Jester, was it 314? I think is his number. Jester 314 or is it 314? Something like that. One of my favorite channels, I still watch those, kind of have it going in the background, like an hour plus long Arma gameplays. But yeah, most of the parts like Mark Wiens or Food Ranger or some of those food vloggers, I just love to watch them and see what's going on. And a lot of times they're in my country or a country close by, and I'll make a checklist and I'll either walk down the street and go get it here and find a new place here in my own backyard, or next time I travel to like Hong Kong, Osaka, or somewhere else like I just did these past 2 weeks, I'll go track those down for some good grub. Well, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for your video recommendation and the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one comes from Moose Airsoft. He's like, hey, JayceeJuice. And you know what? I'm going, man, I've never done Jaycee's channel. I met Jaycee at SHOT Show for the first time last year. JayceeJuice. She was dabbling into airsoft just a little bit, and I was introduced to her by House Gamers Dayton. And she was there for like the media dinner with ASG, and all of us kind of chatted and got to know each other. She did a lot of like gameplay. She does like video game, like gameplay stuff, like watch me play stuff. That is her world on there. But she also does airsoft gameplay, like some Trouble in Terrorist Town and some other stuff. And because she's so good at the voiceovers and doing the video game stuff, she's really good at the voiceovers and kind of making a really entertaining gameplay video. In fact, I really am ashamed of myself that I didn't have her on the sub list. And I saw Moose and I was like, Moose actually put this question last week. That's right, Moose. I do watch, buddy. I do read them all every single week. And but I wanted to do Laylax last week for you guys. So I saved, actually saw him again this week. That's why being persistent counts. And I was like, I gotta show this. So anyway, this is Trouble in Terrorist Town video of hers. Really fun. Kind of cutesy, but still real. I mean, she really does play. She gets some serious kills. She gets shot. This isn't staged. I mean, she's actually playing some airsoft. I mean, it's really cool. And a really cool girl also. So if you guys are into gameplay, like watching video games, I think she does like a little bit of Battlefield. She does some other stuff out there for the streaming side. So if you guys are into that kind of stuff, definitely go check the channel out. Of course, as always, if you guys want to know more about JayceeJuice's channel, I'll have a link, so it would have popped up here already. Or, as always, it's down in the description below with all the timestamps for all the questions on this video. Well, that's it again. As always, thank you for being so cool and helping each other out there in the comment section. I have to admit, and I say this so often, seriously, legitimately, we have the coolest comment section down there on YouTube. You guys help each other out. You guys and gals are always like talking and sharing information. I go through it every week. I do read them every week, and I'm just like, man, this is so great. I just love all the, you guys helping each other out on all the questions. But anyway, until next week, put your question down there. Go out, play some airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.